Hey, how's it going? It's Karyn here with you, and I have an after the facts for UFC Vegas 24, where Robert Whittaker was victorious in the main event against Kelvin Gastelum. It was an incredible fight. I'm doing this selfie version, just holding this up, so if it gets a little wobbly, I apologize. Okay, so no surprise, fight of the night did go to the guys in the main event. That was absolutely an incredible fight. Performance bonuses also went to Gerald Meerschaert for his submission win and Tony Gravely. So he got a one as well. That was the first fight of the night, and those guys started us off. So they got bonuses, so $50,000 to those guys. Kelvin put a tweet out saying something about, apology or came up short and all this. And my God, what an incredible fight. So hopefully, I think a lot of people maybe will see that Kelvin still has so much in him, and they shouldn't have written him off after that little stumble before. But he had beaten Ian Heinisch after this. Anyway, I think we might get that Whittaker-Izzy rematch. Should be pretty great. Okay, so speaking of Whittaker, he also did get 150 significant strikes in that fight. That's the second most in a 5-round middleweight fight, and that is the 4th most ever in middleweight history overall. Boom. Okay. So Andrei Arlovski became our co-main event winner because Drakkar Klose actually ended up getting basically like a whiplash situation from the push from Jeremy Stephens. And so unfortunately that happened right before, obviously it happened on Friday. He said he woke up, he had a migraine, he was vomiting. They had actually sent him to the PI and he had gotten therapy and all this stuff on Friday night, but it didn't help. And then basically he couldn't fight because the doctors had to tell him, like, no, the medicine didn't help, and so he couldn't fight. So Andrei Arlovski was victorious in the co-main event. He's on the list now when we look at the most wins in UFC history. Donald Cerrone has 23, Damian Maia has 22, Jim Miller has 21 wins, and Andrei Arlovski, Michael Bisping, John Jones, and GSP have 20. So that's what's up there. Most wins, so congrats to those guys. I mentioned Gerald Meerschaert had gotten a bonus, and he also then did get a set a record too, because 6 submissions in the middleweight division. That is the most wins in the middleweight division, most submissions rather, in the middleweight division. So that means he passes Damian Maia, Husamar Polaris, Talis Lechis, and Antonio Carlos Jr., aka Shoeface. Congrats, Gerald Meerschaert. So there you go. Those are the after the facts for UFC Vegas 24. I do these after every UFC event. So we'll see you next week after UFC 261. There should be a lot of good fights. See you then.